Hey everyone, it's Ellis, and this is the RELL mid-scope rework thingy-majiggy, and it's on, obviously, the highlights channel because RELL is extremely unpopular, and no one likes her. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, it's mostly because I have no idea about the scope of this rework, and I actually completely forgot that it was even happening. So the update is obviously coming out here on May 16th. The goals: improve E as a second max option without unlocking her roam too early, make E damage more exciting, lower need to max Q, roughly neutral to slight buff, Q pulling damage from Q to make room for E. E, make passive MS scaling so that we can add more tightly control for too much early roaming, which tends to be a very passive elo flavored form of power. Her roam should still be good, just not best in class. Passive MS from 10 to 50 based on rank, to 5 to 50 at levels 1 to 13, okay? Adjusting active MS to make ranking E more exciting. This comes a bit late. Okay. So let's just go into all of it. All right, so these are the goals. Okay. All right. So base stats: ward clearers, rejoice. RELL has a normal melee tank attack speed. The lower scaling is made up and then some by her dismounted passive. Attack speed 0.55 to 0.625. Attack speed per level 2% to 1.5%. These largely pay for her more front-loaded passive. Armor 32 plus 4.2 per level, 32 plus 3 per level. Okay, magic resist 32 plus 2.05 per level. That's weird. 32 plus 1 per level. Okay, making room for newfound slipperiness on her E. Movement speed 335 to 330. This is fine. Passive: break the mold. RELL's attacks and abilities steal 3% armor and 3% magic resist. Max 15%. Okay, that is all right. That's nice. Always steals at least 6. 3 to 6, reduced against minions. Okay, that's very cool. Passive now stacks and gets added on every ability. Big Wombo combo W plus ults reward her with a lot of front-loaded defenses. She goes from a bit under the average support defenses to best in class if she lands on enough people. Armor MR shred from 10% to 3% added. Armor magic resistance shred stacks up to 5 times per target. Added, all abilities apply a stack of her passive, W and R's entire AoE. That is really big. Wow. Minimum steal from 5 to 12 based on level to 2.5 to 5. Minion steal from 0.5 to 2 based on level to 0.25 to 1 based on level. Okay. Quality of life added. RELL keeps resist for the full duration of the buff, even if the target dies, okay? Paying for the faster base attack speed and how easy it is to front load a lot of the stacks. Remove no longer deals bonus magic damage on hit. Hitting a new target no longer refreshes the duration on all targets. Q shattering spike, making Q pack a punch. This gives RELL more reach with her CC in fights and more flexibility with how she starts fights. Then she can fish for a Q stun to set up a W, or start with a W and then Q to keep the highest priority targets in place after. This required some nerfs, but the shield break is still in. Okay, added, now stuns all targets for 0.75 seconds. That is very big. That's massive. What? Added, applies passive and full damage to all targets. Okay. Removed, heal on self and ally. That doesn't matter. Wow. Okay. Range 685 in front of RELL, 150 behind, 520 in front of RELL, 220 behind. Okay, that's a little weird, but okay. Cooldown 9 to 5 to 11 to 9. Okay. So I guess it's a little bit less spammable, but I mean, it comes with a stun. Cast time 0.35 to 0.5. Okay. It comes out a little bit slower, but I mean, it's fine. RELL needs a lot of help to have a viable clear in the jungle, but it's proven to be a fun pattern. If it proves to be problematic or would force us to hurt her support, we're not afraid to pull it out. Added, deals 250% damage to jungle camps. That is cool. This is mostly for feels. Helps make that Q feel like it has a bit more oomph. This does, okay. Added 100 movement speed on swing to cell power. Okay, added 100 unit movement speed on swing to sell power. Does not count as a dash for any mechanical reasons. Okay. This is really, really strong. Now, the thing is, the damage scale is really strong. This goes up by 45 per rank. The CDR does not go down by a whole lot, but it goes up by 45 per rank. Now, it scales with 50% ability power, which, I mean, this is good. So, okay, let's look at our other abilities. Wow, this is a wall of text. Okay. W Ferromancy Crashdown. RELL, all right, so, geez, okay. W mounted buff. Shifting passive MS to the E, which is the go fast button. Remove. Move speed while mounted. Dismounted buff. Emphasizing dismount as the form you want to be in for a fight with some combat stats and extra range. Added. Increased attack speed by 15 to 35%. Added. Increased attack range by 75. Okay. So she gets added. Okay, so she gets increased attack speed, which then allows her to apply her passive faster. Okay. Increases attack range by 75. Okay. The self-slow is no longer has an MS cap. Okay. Including her E active now has value while dismounted if she builds it. Reduces MS to 280. Slows by 15%. A nerf early, buff later. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Removed MS cap while dismounted. Okay. W crash down. These nerfs pay a bit for these nerf. Okay. Slows by 15%. So you can actually go. Wait. So if you go boots of swiftness, does it just not slow you, or like how does it work? I wonder what happens if she just goes boots of swiftness. I wonder what the interaction actually is there. If like this just doesn't have a negative. Okay. These nerfs play a bit for her increased damage and range while dismounted. Okay, damage from 70 to 210, 70 to 190. Okay, shield from 35 to 135 plus 12% max health to 30 to 130 plus 10% max health. Okay, max slide distance 375 to 320. Okay, AoE radius, but she gets the 100% movement speed on the thrust, right? So I mean, it's probably covering the distance, right? With the Q. AoE radius. Okay, jump range 500 to 400, that's kind of big. Knock-up duration 1 second to 0.75, but she gets the stun on her Q. Oh, okay. But the fact that she just has her Q is like a basic thing. Okay. Mount up, keeping a very short boost for the fields, but her E now has a big MS boost. MS from her 30% rapid decaying MS over 1 second. And I mentioned Rel needs a lot of help to survive the jungle. Added, deals 250% bonus. Wow, okay. Wow, they're really trying to make her a jungler, I guess. E, removed and replaced entirely. This E helps Rel start fights, feel fast, and charge down her enemies. It lets her be much more proactive, okay? Full tilt, that's all of us when we play solo queue, okay? All right, the ally boost is also a great signal to help your lane buddy and on the same page when you go in. Okay, passive, mounted alacrity. Rel gains 50 movement speed while mounted, reduced in combat. Okay, that's very big. Wow, that's really big inside of the jungle. That is massive. Active, full tilt. Rel and an ally charge, gaining ramping move speed up to 20% over 3 seconds. This is doubled to 4. What? How do you bond? Wait, how do you bond? Wait, how does Rel bond to an ally? It doesn't say how you bond to an ally. Wait, that's a little weird. Wait, does W say bond? Wait. Hmm? I don't understand. Wait, am I blind or what? Am I blind? I think I'm blind. Okay. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so no matter what, I mean, it's going to be very good. After 1 second, Rel's next attack or Shattering Strike explodes in an area for 40 plus 30% AP plus 3% max health magic damage. I mean, the cooldown on it is really long. The movement speed is very nice. The passive movement speed is like massive. Magnet Storm, no change beyond it, applying a stack of Rel's passive, but that's captured in the passive changes. Okay, so capturing a stack of Rel's passive, the fact that it's damage per second is actually kind of large. Especially if she's coming in as a jungler. If she can function as a jungler, I think her base ratios are actually really good if she can build full tank as a jungle. I think as a support, I think that she's still gonna suffer in that if you look at a lot of her abilities right now, you need points in some of these abilities to make them worthwhile. Like, it's still, like, really weird. Like, the way that these abilities are, like, she's just... she's so heavy of a champion. Like, I'm not seeing... With her current cooldowns, In the support role, I'm not seeing why you would really want her over Leona, at least the way that I'm just envisioning it right now. I'm really not seeing why you would want her over Leona with the way that her cooldowns are right now. Because, like, look at her cooldowns. They don't go down at all. You're not getting any value by putting points in any of her abilities. I mean, you get value here, right? You get value in her R and you get value in her Q. But outside of that, like her W and her E, nothing happens. These are just massive cooldowns. This is like... Now, I understand her play pattern. I understand her play pattern. And I get the way that she works, and I understand it. I do like these changes, and I understand where she's going. I hope that she ends up as a jungler, because I think if she ends up as a jungler, it is going to be really good. I think if she doesn't end up as a jungler, I think this is going to be doomed. The issue is it looks like they're still making her into this like really weird wonky combo thing, has a dependency on teammates to a certain extent, and I feel like in that regard, she's still just going to fail as a champion. I feel like the dependency that she's still going to have on teammates with like the E, like to a certain extent, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong here. I'm liking what I'm reading as a jungle. I'm not liking what I'm reading as a support. I don't know. I feel like the reason that RELL fails is because of her hyper dependency on teammates. And because of just, I don't know, the base flavor of her kit is just not there, man. I don't know. Anyways, I think that pretty much does it for the RELL rework. I'm hoping that like I'm wrong. Also, like current itemization for like tanks and stuff like that, it's also like really weird where the next patch that's coming out, obviously the new itemization patch, tanks are not going to be in like the greatest of spots. She's going to have to go full utility items, and it looks like enchanters are going to be really good. So RELL is unironically releasing on a patch that seems like it's going to be really bad for her. So it's like there's a lot of bad combination of things just happening all at once. So it definitely is not good. Anyways, that's pretty much it. So can they please just end up releasing Neferi and Briar already, please? Thank you. Oh my god, that was